No. Listen. The conversation was stay out the shot. The conversation was very serious, but I told her, look, I understand your cat's sick, but you gotta call me back after 9 o'clock. I haven't changed my plan since 2007. I have unlimited minutes after 9. I will call you back, or you can call me back. Oh, hi. Okay. Sorry about that. Listen, today we are talking about inheritance with CSS. So let's go on ahead and get right to it. We're going to try to make these short, simple, and sweet so you can move on to the next video and continue to learn left and right, left and right. Okay, stay out the shot. Yeesh. Okay, I have Visual Studio Code opened up right behind me, and I will go on ahead and close this so we can maximize the screen real estate. Perfect. All right, if you don't have yours open, go on ahead and please do. And what we're going to do is create a small, simple file. And let's do that right here. And not within there. Whoa, got all types of things going on here. Let's open it up right here. And let's give it a name. Let's call it inheritance.html. And we're going to have another file as well. And that'll just be our CSS file, inheritance.css. Good, and let's open that up with live server so we can see what's going on. And looks like you disappeared way over here. There we go. Close you off over there. Close that. And let's go on ahead and put the bare bones CSS, or actually the bare bones HTML. Let's close this for more screen real estate, and let's add a title here. CSS inheritance. Perfect. All right, let's create a div. And we're going to give this div a class called running container. That automatically creates an actual div element, which is a block level element, meaning nothing to the left or right, and has its own dedicated line. And it's basically going to be our container, but nothing special with the markup here. And we're going to have an h1 element, which is also, again, a block level element, meaning nothing to the left or right, and dedicates its own line. And let's just put running stories. And I don't see anything to the left. Sometimes you always got to just refresh it for the first time, and then after that you should be good. And let's add a paragraph. Make sure you stay in your lane. All right. And let's add one more paragraph. Always tie your shoes. Perfect. That's pretty much a good rule in any sport or in any quest. All right, now that we have that, let's go on ahead and let's work on the actual inheriting. Okay, so again, now what we're going to do, let's actually put this over to the right so we can see both. So let's split this to the right just by right clicking and saying split right. Now that it's there, I'll close that. And we will actually need to associate this CSS file with the actual HTML. And I just called it inheritance.css. All right, so we're good there. All right, and just in case you didn't see that, it's just the name of the actual CSS file, which is in the same directory here. So perfect. Let's bring that right back over here. And you know what, I'm wondering, let's just bring this down below. There we go. That's perfect. That's a little better. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now what we want to do is let's give the actual body some type of style. And then we'll be able to show you a good example of how CSS styles can actually be inherited from one element to another. And let's see, this is our body. So we're using the selector of body. The actual rule is opened up with the open curly bracket and close curly bracket. We're going to give the font family, there we go. That's good. So the font family has a value of Arial. That's good. And let's make the actual color blue. That works out perfect. So you notice everything to the left is actually blue. And let's give it a border, 1 pixel solid red. All right, so now we have our border here. So now let's actually work with the, let's see here, we got the running container. Let's work with that. So there's a class there, so I'm going to type the actual dot to reference the tag, to reference the actual class name of running container. And I'm going to give that a margin of 10, actually before that, yeah, I guess so. We'll do that. A margin of 10 pixels all the way around. Okay, so that gave us a little space around the actual container. All right, now here's the thing. Now we're going to inherit a style from the actual parent. All right, so the parent is the body, the child element of the body is the div container, and we're going to give it a border, but we don't know what we don't, let's say we just don't happen to know what the border is of the parent. All right, so what we can simply do is inherit the actual border value from the parent. Okay, so now we have the exact same 1 pixel solid red, which will now be associated with the running container. Okay, and so if we change this to from red to green, then it'll change from green in the actual running container border as well. And that is a small example of how you can inherit styles from a parent element. And that is it for that. We have a lot of CSS to cover, so this is why we want to keep these nice and short and sweet. This was about 5 minutes, but the actual content was about 5. Nothing wrong with that, because you will learn in small portions. Nothing is hard. Everything is just time consuming. So with that, I will say subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and of course the likes if you do like. But definitely subscribe. That's the biggest thing, because at least then you'll actually receive the actual update. With the notifications, you'll be able to actually see the actual alerts as to when new material is actually being loaded. I load material pretty much every day right now, especially during these times. There's just plenty of time on the actual hand. So go on ahead and hit the actual notifications. And remember, we're covering 5 different types of technologies, or 5 programming languages. So with that said, there's a lot of material to actually learn, and you don't want to have to keep going back and checking. Just get an alert, and then you'll be able to see. All right, any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment sections below. And of course, you can always email me directly if there's anything that you may have been stuck on. Other than that, full stack out.